Good evening, my friends. This is Abraham Joseph Ajenefuja. How are you doing? And yes, how are you feeling? I hope your spirit's up today. If you're in the US, today is the day before the celebration of Independence Day. July 4th is a very popular holiday. I can hear some fireworks here already. That in the midst of all the things that's going on, it is important that we celebrate. And that celebration is not just, without content. It has tremendous content. When the U.S. was formed, when the rule of the English ceased, and United States became an autonomous country in 1776. So it's a cause to celebrate it, because certain things happened. A lot of debate, a lot of preparation, a lot of battles, and confidence and courage that we remember from history, and the leaders in those days, their sacrifices is what we are celebrating today, because without them, there will be no independence. Without the soldiers who fought, there will be no independence. So it is good to celebrate, and especially for leaders, we have to also take time to celebrate God's accomplishment, God's interaction in our lives. And we do that by what I call the altars, our experience with God. Before we became leaders, God will have prepared us. God will have prepared us because He is trying to teach us and build up our character to fit the position that He's calling us into. Okay? Because when we assume a leadership position, everything changes. The space, the office, the people, the environment is different. Even if you are leading from internal to the corporation, it's still different. And if you have to travel to a new state, a new country, it is different. For all leaders, there's a measure of difference there that, it's lonely. The rules and, people are different, culture and values, things are different. And so what do we rely on at that time? We rely on the contact that we have had with God, the altars we have built along the way, our interaction with God, what God has revealed to us about Himself. That we have that is ingrained in our heart and our mind, that we know who God is, we know His promises, we know He never fails. All of us leaders, we should have those kind of moments, altar moments. Because to not have an altar will be self-reliant, on our own experiences and our own, skills and mindsets and things like that. And then, it could also be a case in where we have to, be so policy, rules and regulation oriented that we don't have room for the grace of God to work in our lives. Or it could be that we become so overconfident, especially if we are Christian, we have this relation with God that, we just think that we are super spiritual and, we know all things. There's nothing that we cannot do. We don't want to be overconfident. We want to remain humble before God and recognize that it is God who is going to work in us and through us to express the beauty of His glory. I love that term because it is just so excellent way to describe all the thing that God is trying to do. He wants to express the beauty of his glory. Okay? And he has called us to be channel of that. And the beauty of his glory affects all areas of life. Affects the family, affects the business, affects the religion, affects the education system, affects the businesses, affects governing. Okay? It covers every single thing under heaven and even in heaven. Okay? That's the beauty of God. It has to, you can't stop it. The beauty must be reflected. But God is beauty, God is glory, God is brilliance, eternally. So, and, he expresses this in a simple term that God revealed to me as the VIP, the vision, intent, and purpose of God, at a channel whereby God expresses his beauty. And he calls people, he makes them VIPs for him to lead his people in the homes, in businesses, in education, and religion and government, things like that. But it's important for us to know the concept of altar. Whether we are Christians or not, God is always courting our attention, courting a relationship with us. He wants to show us something about himself. If we are not careful, we're going to miss that. God is always wanting to do that. He does not sleep, he does not slumber. He's always looking for people whose hearts are inclined to his own heart. And when we have enough altars in our hearts, it has a way to produce certain kind of joy and satisfaction that no one can feel it but us. Sometimes it's like a music that plays in our heart and our mind. Like it's playing in my heart right now. Before I came on to do this YouTube session, I had a music so loud in my heart, I could not stop it. Just playing over and over and over again. The more I was preparing for it, the more loudly the music was playing. And I know because of certain things that I've experienced, that God has given me confidence, assurance that he is with me. I should not worry. I should not be afraid, that God is with me. And he has solid me with me. And I have that confidence in him, that God will never fail. And the same thing for us leaders. So I want to encourage you to make time to cultivate relationship with God through the altars. Your prayer time, your closet where you pray, the same place you meet God, or even when you're traveling, expect that God is going to have interaction with you. He is going to do that. Okay? Get a journal. Write something down about what God is teaching you and review from time to time. Because those things remind you of the faithfulness of God. Prayers have been answered, prayers that have been answered, and many other different things that God, reveals about himself through altars. So my friends, celebrate in your heart God and build altars for him every day in your life. My name is Abraham Joseph Ajenefuja, creator of the VIP concept, vision, intent, and purpose, author of the VIP Christian, and podcasting as the voice of the VIP. Please visit us at www.abrahamjoseph.co and engage us in speaking engagements and coaching engagement. We'd love to come and work with you and work beside you and encourage you and up-level your life and your organization in the direction of providence, so that you can live up to the potential of God that's in you. Until next time, my friends, happy 4th if you're in the United States. May you have a VIP day. Thank you.